Hi there, everyone. My name is Brody Johnson with MCFC, and I'm speaking with.
Hey, this is Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. How are you? How's the day been so far?
Good, good. Just had some sparring going on today and yeah, and work. Here we are.
Nice. Are you sitting at work right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. What do you do?
I sell employee benefits, so insurance, all that fun stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was about to say you did a little exhale. You're
No,
like, nice.
it's good. I
Well,
enjoy it. They give me a lot of flexibility and freedom. I'm training
yep.
every day, during work hours and yeah, no, it's great.
Right. They don't mind the occasional black eye when you're selling insurance.
No, I no, I got split up pretty good and black eyes in the last fight, and then I had a big work conference the few days after that. So I showed up, and there's like 2,000
Hmm.
salesmen there like me, and then
Yep.
yeah, I'm there with black eyes and looking like a dummy.
Yeah, and you're white, maybe in like a white t-shirt, something like that. You gotta look down every now and again, like, okay, make sure no blood.
uh,
Oh, awesome. Well, so you're gonna be fighting April 27th for us. How do you feel about that, and how do you feel about your opponent?
yeah, no, I'm pumped. I just want to stay busy, stay active. I think the kid I'm fighting, I watched him a little bit. He's just a tough, gritty wrestler. Has decent. Decent everywhere. He's not one dimensional. So it'll be a fun fight. I don't think he's definitely not a guy that'll back down.
Hmm.
As far as yeah, I think the timeline's really good. And I'm in great shape already. So now it's just about fine tuning and getting everything geared up to ready to go.
Nice. Well, you said gearing up and everything. Where do you train currently?
I'm at Extreme Couture in Vegas.
Oh, Extreme Couture. Yeah, duh. What am I saying? Nice. Well, so how are the boys? How was Chris Curtis, Sean, and all the boys? That's just the first name. So if I kept thinking, I would think, gosh, I'm thinking the PFL light heavyweight. That
No, there's
can't
so
think
many
of right
guys there that's
Yeah, there's so many
that are
guys.
studs.
So.
There's so many guys that are ranked in the nation. It's actually really nice in
Hmm.
my weight class. I mean, it is filled, with just great guys. So, I mean, I'm getting any kind
Hmm.
of look. It's a nice thing too. If there's a guy that does a certain thing, there's a guy in the gym that does it too. So I can always find the
Right.
look that I'm wanting to get. And yeah, it's great.
Nice. That's awesome. Hey, you got the first thought I have, like, man, who's the closest I can think of at Zach Extreme for him? I was like, the first guy I thought I was like, maybe Ige. Like, I just
Yep,
thought of
yep.
Dan, or like, Dan probably, or something like that. Good
I
wrestler.
know. I think
Yeah. So,
the main like sparring part. I mean, I have so many guys I spar with, but like
yeah.
big names. You got like Mads, Julian.
Hmm.
They're as far as 45ers go. But yeah, I mean, there's Jeremy Kennedy's at 45 there. There's so many guys. It's packed.
Nice. Yeah. Jeremy just got announced for the PFL too. Perks having an Instagram. There's just so much stuff.
Yeah, he's fighting for that Bellator title against Pitbull.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I get for PFL and Bellator being in the
Oh,
same
that's one
host
thing now,
nowadays.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, at least I'll maybe they're probably going to get cut back. So we're probably not going to watch as many fights as we usually do.
Well, I think they're doing
And
like
then we don't have to worry about showtime.
yeah, no kidding.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't. I think the Bellator is going to do like six or something next year. But PFL is like, I mean, that PFL Europe. You see, Cedric Doumbé just
Yep.
lost here today.
Yeah,
Um,
we were just looking at the highlights for that. What was it? A sliver in his toe or something?
yeah, I don't know.
Like that's what he said.
No, I mean they showed a
I
picture of
I'm
it too
so
afterwards. I don't get that either. That's a weird. The whole thing is weird. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean,
He put his foot on a stool or something like that. And he was pointing at his big toe, and I was yelling at Matt in the other room, like, what's happening? I
yeah,
don't get it.
yeah. No, I didn't understand. Yeah,
Mm.
but we actually just got done. We were just sparring, and then we had that flipped on somebody's phone, so we were like trying to peek over at it, and then we are just yeah, we had no idea what was going on.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it was Mark Goddard again. Like I saw a couple comments in like an MMA Junkie post. Like, there it's like, oh man, dang it, Mark Goddard, always with that confusing stoppages.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I would do either if I was in there as a ref. Like, guy's pointing at his toe. Like, what are you supposed to do? You know? I mean,
Yeah.
you
And
can't just
it's and
pause
it
the
seemed
action
like,
and be like,
yeah, you can't
yeah,
just pause the action. Hmm.
right. So,
And it seemed
but
like a weird night, honestly, but because there was that one KO that was like 20 seconds in, and the guy came in and he was called lackadaisical. If you didn't see that, it was really odd. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with that car
Yeah.
today. I love it. I was getting beat up at work too, so not as bad as you. I was just getting beat up by a car, not a human being.
What do you do? You
I
mechanic?
just auto glass.
Okay.
A city, yeah, basically. Anything glass related to car, I'll replace it. So I got my
Okay.
butt kicked by a 2018 Dodge Ram. Like, oh, that was so terrible. You ever seen like the metal arms that people put on windows and they'll like put the window in by themselves and stuff like that?
Yep.
When I'm thrown in a window in a parking lot, I'll ask that question. I'm like, you ever seen those? They go, yeah. I'm like, well, I am the metal
Uh,
arm. But yeah,
that's good.
so much fun. Yeah. A couple days ago, the girlfriend let me. Well, she had to get a windshield replaced, and I did it. And then she did the review on my company. He was like, "He did a great job, and he was a great kisser." Like, yeah,
That's what you wanted. Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. The
That's funny.
higher ups and everyone saw it, so now they know too, just in case.
A lot of girls gonna be hitting you up now
Yeah,
on
I
there
guess
for
apparently
windshields.
after the feud. Yeah, I saw this on this. I saw you on this Tyler Mathison interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
So you're at such a powerhouse of a gym and you have such great training partners, I mean, so man, you're kind of different from most of the fighters I'm talking to, honestly. When they mention their gym, I don't know them, I'll be like, oh, talk about your training partners, but you're really, really prepared. So how do you think that's going to transfer over? I mean, I talked to the other Tyler and I think he's in Wisconsin. I just can't remember who he's trained with, but I got to admit, you're really, really, really prepared compared to most people anyway.
Yeah, man. I know I got the sports short-lived. You're done
Yeah.
quicker than you know it, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just a nice, going all in, so if I can it's just a good place. I mean, honestly, the gym I was at before in Minnesota, it was Start in Minnesota. It's fucking
Mm-hmm.
awesome. I mean, if I'm, I wouldn't have even thought about leaving there necessarily, but but yeah, no, Extreme's great. I mean, I have anything I could ask for, and you always got to be in shape, otherwise you get your ass kicked. So you don't get out of shape.
Yeah. How can you with Sean screaming at you every now and again? Well, not every now and again. I bet it's more. Bet it's
Uh,
more than once.
no, he's a pretty cool guy.
Oh, of course. That's
He's a
what
good
everyone
dude.
said.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, yeah,
of course.
yeah.
How can you
Dude,
not
I
be when
didn't know
you're
what to
doing
expect before I
MMA?
met him. What's that?
Oh yeah. When you're doing MMA, most of the guys, especially, I can't imagine a mean guy is going to stick around at Extreme Couture.
Yeah, no,
No.
that doesn't that doesn't happen. They get beat up a little bit too much. They'd be gone.
Yep. Yeah. I can't imagine
Yeah.
that. I wrestled for a long time and I wasn't that good of a wrestler. I had a good gym. I had a good room at the time. And I cut a lot of weight. And for me, I did it very poorly. What was it like for you to be, a very, very good wrestler and then kind of transition to MMA? Is there certain tricks that was really hard to unlearn? Is there a lot of stuff that you just naturally do, same old, or did you kind of have to relearn stuff because of MMA?
No, I think it's just wrestling teaches you hard work,
Yeah.
and and that's all it is. Like
Hmm.
anybody can be good at this sport. Like it doesn't. You don't have to be an athlete to be good at MMA. You don't have to be
Yeah.
smart to be good at MMA. Those
Right.
things help, right? But like all it is hard work. And
Yeah, of course.
so how many times have it's the guys that don't quit. Those are the guys that are gonna be good. The guys that just keep every day they're at the gym, trying to find
Hmm.
ways to improve. So I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with wrestling, but wrestling teaches you how to be a hard worker, and that translates to the rest of the sport.
Yeah. There's always those little lines to get stuck in your head through the random coaches that you get, things you say to kind of just help you go through. But one of my wrestling coaches said, there's two things in life are guaranteed, and it's death and not taxes, but suffering. And at least when you're suffering, when you're alive. So when I suffer, I always say like, I know I'm alive. I'm suffering. I know I'm alive. It's just a fun little thing. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I joined a jiu-jitsu gym a while ago, and when I did my first wrestling practice, I couldn't believe it was probably about 6 years now since I wrestled, and I couldn't believe how much I missed it. Like a guy, driving his forehead into me and being mean, and it's so crazy. I missed that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that little bit of pain. I don't know. Yeah, it's strange, right? Like it's like me going to fucking
Yeah.
sparring every day and getting hit in the dome, and
Mhm.
leaving, I'm like, I fucking love this. Doesn't make
Yeah.
sense, but I do love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you're at a place where you definitely need to love it because oh my gosh, I still can't believe I'm talking to a guy at Extreme Couture. I'm like, man, it's just such a powerhouse. It's so awesome. Multiple world champions. It's so great. Um, we, so you talk about we talk about college wrestling and everything like that. Is there anything else that really besides besides suffering the grind and everything? Is there anything that you kind of feel like that you brought with you from wrestling into MMA? This question's been asked a lot,
Oh
but
yeah, I brought a
when I
bunch of injuries in, bunch of injuries.
oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
gotta love that. Oh, my back hurts and my neck hurts,
yeah.
and oh yeah, got
No, I
mm-hmm.
mean from the things I learned in college, I got humbled in college, and
Mm-hmm.
I went from thinking I was the king of the world, state champ and
Of
all that
course,
good stuff in high school, and then you get to college and you realize you're like a little boy, and these are men,
yeah,
and so your
mm-hmm.
first couple of years in college are not easy on you mentally, and it takes a lot out of you because especially when that was my life in high school is being a wrestler and my
Yeah,
mentality, everything surrounded around wrestling,
mm-hmm.
and then and it surrounded me being good at wrestling. So then you
Of
get
course,
you start getting beat up by guys that are national champs or our team was pretty good obviously, and
mm-hmm.
it kind of breaks you a little bit like, oh shit, is this really who I am, but it
Yep.
definitely molded me, and then but you just keep at the
Mhm.
path and then you end up where you end up, and but yeah, no, college wrestling was it was needed for me because I think out of high school I had a little bit of an ego thinking I was gorilla, and and no, I learned that yeah, there's just more to it, right? You got to keep working.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I bet the same thing happens in MMA. You just get these little gyms and people talk about it all the time. Like you just kind of get used to guys. Same thing wrestling rooms, same thing with MMA rooms. You're just around the same guys after a while. You just find their little ticks. You know them, and as
Yeah,
opposed to maybe you're not even getting better. You just know them so well.
I think if you're going to be at a small gym, I don't think most small gyms work. If you want to be the best in the world, right? Like if you're trying to be the best
Mm-hmm.
you can be, you can't really be at a small gym unless there's a coach there that's unbelievably good and he's
Mm-hmm.
100% dedicated to your career. Like, and you see it in boxing, right? You see a coaching, it's one-on-one with the boxer, and then they're bringing guys in to
Yep.
spar and all that kind of stuff. But if you
Uh-huh.
don't have that and you're at a small gym and it's just, everyday coach, maybe he knows a little bit. Every coach
Yep.
knows a little bit, right? But I
Of
don't think you
course.
can progress in that small gym because you don't have the looks or a
Mm-hmm.
great coach. That was the
Mm-hmm.
nice thing about Start is we had Brock and I had Chaz for my hands, and so I had that one-on-one look. So technically I got pretty proficient, and but then now I'm getting bodies from any style that you could think of. Now I'm just
Mm-hmm.
getting that kind of a look. It's just a different thing, but both are great. But yeah, I just don't think most small gyms. I don't think they're
Mm-hmm.
successful for breeding the best in the world.
Yeah. Well, especially for boxing because you kind of get a little bit of a leeway. If you really have a good team around you, you're not getting real tough guys till 15 fights in your pro career. Not even amateur, but pro. Like they
Yeah,
don't really start stepping you up, giving you mains and stuff like that until 20 fights in. That just doesn't happen in MMA. A guy 15-0 in MMA coming into an organization, that's a big deal.
yeah, yeah. We're starting to see it a
You
little
just
bit
don't get
more. I
fooled.
think you'll start to
Mm-hmm.
see that a little bit more with some of these the
Yeah.
contenders and stuff. You're seeing some 6-0s and stuff that in their
Yep.
records they're not fighting anybody good. But those guys get
No.
weeded out pretty quick
No.
because if you're not fighting the
Yeah.
best guys, you're not gonna you're not gonna know how to do
Mm-hmm.
it when you get there.
Being a big fan like myself, I always if I've seen pretty much every prelim and every fight of every fight night for God knows how many years. So I just don't really need to look at guys because I've already seen their fights. But if somebody's coming to the UFC, you just kind of look at Tapology or whatever. And it's
Yep.
really shocking seeing some of these guys' records. It'll be like a one and he'll be a pro and he's like 7-0 or whatever, and he just fought a guy that's like 1-2.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
make that doesn't make any sense.
One of my buddies is here. He's got a fight in April too, and his
Hmm.
opponent he fought somebody that was 0-16. I was like, bro, how do they even let that guy get licensed? this is murder.
He's fighting on Tijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting on Tijuana, Mexico, like one of those boxers, like a cabbie somewhere or something.
Yeah. Just looking
Like
for
or
that
like
couple
Jake
hundred
Paul's
bucks.
opponent. Not to talk, yeah, not to talk crap about that guy, but he literally was an Uber driver. That last Jake
Yeah,
Paul
but
fight.
wasn't he supposed to be pretty good actually though? I thought he was like,
Well, that's what I mean. So he was 17-2, and he was a multiple Golden Gloves boxer. So
yeah.
it's just I'm not a guy who's all I've done is wrestling. I'm not the type to talk shit about people's combat sports, resumes. But like you're 17-2 as a professional boxer. That's not a record to be crappy about. But he didn't take a fight in the last like 3 years. So that ain't helpful.
Yeah, no, you can't. At that point, it's like that's nothing, right?
You can't get
Yeah.
off the couch.
No, that's not how the sport
And
works.
fight a main event. You can't get off the couch and fight in a co-main event to zone in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. He's just looking for that payday. That's all he's looking for.
Yeah, and which God can't blame for that. Uber driving, I can't
yeah,
imagine getting a lot of
Uber wasn't
doing
paying
that.
those bills, so
No,
he went and got knocked
exactly.
out by Jake Paul in a minute.
Yeah, right. Well, it was so nice talking to you, Tyler. Is there anything you want to say before we get going?
No, man, I'm pretty. Yeah, thanks for the interview. Pretty excited. We're gonna push the pace on this kid and put on a show and see. I think he'll be ready. So I'm sure there'll be a little fight back in him, and we'll be able to put a little show on for the fans.
Oh, dude, I'm thinking firework. I talked to both you boys, and I'm really, really excited.
Yeah,
Really,
no,
really
it'd be
excited.
good. It'd be good.
Yep. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person. I can't wait to shake the hand, and it was really, really nice getting to talk to you, Tyler.
Yeah. Thanks for the time.
Oh, no problem. Have a good one, and we'll talk real soon.
Yeah, see ya.